Ed Pichette here from Middletown, Rhode Island, pastor of Graceway Community Church. I want to share with you today just a few of our responses as a church to the coronavirus and the different situations that we're up against as a society right now. We kind of feel like, as a church, one of the biggest things that we're up against is this social distancing is creating this space, whereas the church itself is about connectedness, it's about togetherness, it's about the gospel of Jesus Christ. All are invited to the table. We want to find ways to maintain that togetherness, even in a season where we need to be apart physically. So we've been looking for ways to maintain our connection and really just the community and the fellowship between individuals and families in the church, even while we cannot have kind of home groups or even the weekend services happening. So one of the ways that we've been doing that is just a couple weeks actually before we were basically forced to call off our weekend services. Just a couple weeks before that, we started something called Home Church, and we held church in different homes all around the county. And the whole congregation was divided up into different groups and then commissioned out into these different homes and held church in these homes with appointed facilitators. And the timing worked out to be perfect because now, looking at the situation we are at now, we want to make sure that we're reaching every individual of the congregation. We're making those contacts and making sure that everybody knows that, one, they are not forgotten, they are loved, they're being thought of and prayed for. And even with that specific attention, you know, they are personally receiving a phone call, an email, mail, snail mail. And so each of our home church facilitators now, we've met, and they are making regular contact with every individual in their group just to make sure that that fellowship happens. And we believe, as we're given special attention to individuals in this time, that this is really only strengthening and deepening our roots in a time where we're forced to be physically apart, spiritually, emotionally, mentally even. In other ways, we're growing deeper. So we believe it's going to lead to even more connectedness and stronger bonds when we are able to come back together. The second thing we're doing is we looked at a friend's church out in Providence, Rhode Island. There's a church by the name of Sanctuary Church. They're doing a fantastic job. They created this tool to kind of reach the people that are in need in this time with people that want to serve needs, that want to help, and that can help. A lot of times these two different groups, those in need and those who want to serve needs, they just don't know how to find each other. And so we kind of learned from our friends out at Sanctuary Church, and we created this tool on our website. Gracewayri.org, there is a tab that says Corona. And when you click on that Corona tab, it opens up a page that kind of explains the mission of the church. You know, historically, looking back through the centuries, it is the church that have risen up in a time of crisis to now bring the hope into the situation and to really bring the gospel of Jesus Christ into every crisis throughout the centuries. And so here now we have opportunity to be the light and truth and carry the gospel of Jesus Christ into our communities even now in a time like this. And so on that page, there's a couple different tabs. A tab that you can click on for anybody in the community that has needs. They can kind of fill out some of their information there. And if someone is looking to be a help, they can click. There's another tab for them to click on and serve and fill out how they can be a help. And then we have on the administrative end someone that's fielding all of those submissions and just kind of matching up the needs with the resources as a way to assist the community. And then thirdly, of course, you know, all of a sudden that the first weekend where churches around the nation were no longer able to physically gather, there was just this surge of online live streaming churches. And so we've moved to that. So we're sliding over, and we've done some live stream. We've also done kind of pre-recorded and tried that out. There's some different ways to go about that. We've talked about really just being flexible and agile in this time. We're trying different ways of maintaining connection in this time. We talked about doing Zoom church. In the next couple weeks, we're probably going to give that a try. It's a way that we can come together and give presentation, but also it allows interaction amongst everyone who is part of that gathering there. And it's essentially almost limitless in regards to how many people can participate in that gathering at a time as well. So we're doing that too. And really our whole question, like the leadership of the church, like we're looking at this situation, we're saying, God is in this. There's purpose and intention in this. And so we're not going to just kind of scramble and try to survive through this time. So we're waiting until we can kind of revert back. We believe that there's purpose in this and that God is using this really to reshape, reform, and do some really powerful things in his church that he's been wanting to do. And I think the time has come. And so we're trying to really tune our ear in and say, what is God doing now? And how can we make sure that we're operating in alignment with him? We're moving with him as we see him working. Like Jesus said, we work with him. We join in that and move forward into what he's leading us into. We don't want to revert back to the old way. When this season passes, we're looking to find new methods and see what he's developing in his church in a new season. So just want to be an encouragement to you. The Lord is in this. He is with each and every one of us. His favor, his provision, his blessing is on his church. And always with the Lord, it's taking us from glory to glory, moving us onward and upward. There are greater things yet ahead. And thank God for the privilege that we all get to be here to see that happen right before our very eyes. Bless you. Be well.